Let's get started.
Alright, it is arm waxing time. I'm going to wax both of my arms using soft and hard wax. So to start out with this, you want to make sure you do a little powder to remove any excess moisture from the arms. It's a nice clean surface to start with the wax with. So always look in the direction of the hair growth. Arm hair grows in a lot of crazy directions, so sometimes you just got to do multiple strips going different ways. So you see I did the straight down, and then I kind of crossed over for this one. Just kind of went with the flow of the hair. Same with this one, just went with the flow, pull it up. There we go. So now I'm going to go in for the elbow. For the elbows, the easiest way is to really keep them creased. Elbows and knees, you always just want to bend them. It's a lot easier to spread the wax, as well as just wax that area, lifting the wax. Gives a nice tension to everything when you go to pull. So knock those elbows out, and I always flip over my wax so you can use the shiny side to get the excess wax off. So now we're going in with the soft wax. One of the big things with soft wax is that excess wax that you see on the sides. I really want to smooth that down, because what's going to happen if you're not careful, if you just apply the strip when that wax is really thick, it's going to bruise the skin. You're just going to kind of just lift more wax and not actually lift everything that you need to lift, and you'll end up bruising whoever you're waxing on. So you always want to be mindful to make sure that the wax is spread super, super thin. You want to apply a decent amount of pressure. Even if you look, I'm using the edge of the wax strip or the wax stick to really spread that wax out. Therefore, I don't have to worry about it being too much wax or an excessive amount, or even spreading to an area that I'm not trying to have it spread to. So I just keep spreading my wax, using my strips to get the excessive wax off. Another way that you can really stretch out your wax supplies is make sure you're spreading the wax all the way thin, because wax is the most expensive part of offering the service. So you want to make sure that you get all the wax possible. But also when you're using your strips, you want to you can do this like little folding action. You'll see that I fold it in half, and that way you can reverse it and use the other side, so you're not just going through one wax strip and tossing it. You can get the most out of that strip. Quick check for any extra hairs left. Do a couple little cleanup strips for removing the extra sticky mess, and onto the hands. In general, hands are pretty easy to wax. The hairs can be a little stubborn there. But same with the fingers. But once you get a little system down and you get used to doing it, they're not that bad. So another thing that I like to use to get any excessive wax off, if I don't want to have like oil on my client, I will grab a little micellar water. It's really good at breaking down the wax residue. Get a nice little amount on a cotton round, almost kind of soap it up, and it really helps slide all that extra stickiness of the wax off without having to add oil to have that removed, or without having to like scrub at your skin to get any sticky off. You just go and dry it up with a cotton round, and you are good to go. Smooth and shiny, unsticky skin. Alright, here we go with soft wax. I'm going to do soft wax on this entire arm. Once again, I'm making sure I'm using pressure. I'm making sure I'm getting all the wax off of my stick. You can see right now that there's little to no wax left on my stick. I make sure I get all of that off. No product wasting here. I'm going to use my strip again. Put a little pressure, warm it up. Boop. Another. I am right-handed, so doing this with the opposite arm is a little challenge, but hey, we're making it happen. So you see right here all that extra wax. That tells me that there's enough wax on that part of the strip that I need to fold it over before I put it anywhere else on my arm or client's arm, because if not, all that wax would just stick and you're going to end up bruising yourself or bruising whoever you're waxing. So when I push these or put the strips on, I'm always making sure I apply a decent amount of pressure. You want to use the body heat from your hand to kind of make sure that wax stays warm enough to pull off. Also, if you ever get in a situation and it kind of sticks and the wax doesn't lift, just take the strip, warm it up with your hand a little bit, back and forth, a little friction, and that should heat the wax up to be warm enough that you can lift it off. And I'm just going to keep doing the same thing. Flip my strip, bend it, fold it. I get the most use out of a strip that I can before I toss it because, like I said, you're just throwing away money if you don't. Bending the elbow, it's the same idea for soft wax as hard wax. It's a little tricky in reverse on myself with the non-dominant hand, but hey. And I'm going the opposite direction with this one. The hair on this part, like the forearm, kind of always grows weird on different people. Some people have breakage, some hairs just are really stubborn. You kind of just got to play with whatever works for you. Right now I'm just getting the excess wax off. See a couple little spots that I missed. So I'm going to go do a couple cleanup strips. You can also feel after you've waxed long enough when the strip that you're using to remove the wax with gets too full or too much wax on it, because it almost kind of gets heavy and just kind of flops around, and that's how you know it's time to fold it over or move to a non-use side of it. Alright guys, and that is it. You see there's a little bit of wax left right there. An easy way, if you ever have residue like that and you don't want to use just like the micellar water, even before you go to that step, take a clean wax strip like this and just go over it. All you got to do is just literally tap on it, pull it up. It's going to take that little bit of sticky off. Hands are the same with soft wax as we did for the hard wax. Just spread it out nice and thin. And boom. Some people have hair on their fingers. This would be the time on the wax that you would also take that off if they always ask, do you want your hands done or not? Some people say yes, some people say no. So either way, it's the same concept with soft and hard. So go in with my micellar water again. Get that excess wax off, nice and smooth. Warm soapy water also takes soft wax off really well, but you don't really have time to do that in the treatment room. So micellar water or either any type of oil-based lotion or cream or just like a body oil, that's another way to get it off. But like I said, I just prefer this way. And that's a wrap, guys. We have 2 smooth hair-free arms. Thanks for watching. Ta-da!